Hey loves, my name is Jessica Diamond and welcome to my channel. So, I feel like I need to say this. If my energy is not so uppity up in this video, if I'm stumbling over my words, if I'm not loving my look, or if I'm fussing at my camera, my camera is kind of stuck on autofocusing. I thought I fixed it and it's still trying to autofocus on everything. Another thing was, if you saw my May favorites, that was filmed this last Friday, so a whole week ago. And as I said, I was dealing with a week of full writing, a week with Poison Oak. Well, this past weekend after Friday, I'm just gonna say it because I'm pretty sure you guys, you're animal lovers, you're pet lovers, you've always been so supportive, and I get a lot of comments on all the videos that Nutmeg, Daisy, and Misty pop up in. So Misty, Nutmeg's sister, we had her for 18 years. For the past year, she was dealing with kidney failure, and the past weekend she just really took a turn for the worse. She was just not herself at all. She wasn't eating anymore. She wasn't keeping down anything. She was constipated, not going to the bathroom. On Sunday, she got to the point where she couldn't stand up and walk anymore. So Monday, we had to take her in and get her put down. And it's been a really, really hard week, and I'm so sorry I'm putting this sad news in front of this video, but I just want to be honest with you guys that my happiness and excitedness, I'm totally faking it right now. I do love the product, that's not a lie, but everything else I'm kind of faking it right now. It's been a really, really hard week. 18 years. That's had her since birth until death. And Nutmeg, she's doing okay. Nutmeg and Misty have never ever been apart. They were born from the same litter, had them both for 18 years, and now just one being gone is just unreal and just so devastating. So I just wanted to let you guys know that it's been such a hard week, but I just really wanted to sit down and film. So we're just gonna hop right into it with my first impression / tutorial. I don't know if I can call myself slapping shadows onto my eye, like without a plan, a tutorial, but my first impressions of the new Urban Decay my first impression of the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I will say this is the only item I have because the lipsticks and eyeliners, they don't officially launch until June 30th. The palette was the only thing that went live on June 12th. Well, the night of June 11th for Beauty Junkie, so I totally hopped on board. And the palette will officially drop on Urban Decay's website on June 30th for the public, and July Ulta and Sephora will have these online, and in stores I'll have the specific dates down below, along with all the other makeup I'm using and all the other information on this palette. Alright, so now I'm just going to jump right on into swatches because I want you to know what these colors look like and how they're described according to the Urban Decay website before you see them in action on my eye. So all the shadows were swatched from my finger, pan, this part of my arm. I'm sorry, my mind is just so now. That was just a really weird transition I did from talking about heartbroken and straight into makeup. So each swatch has about 2 or 3 passes. You'll see it in there. And yeah, so I'm going to show you the swatches, and then you're going to hear a voiceover of the shade descriptions, and then it's going to go right into me just playing around with the palette. And if this is a video you guys like, give it a thumbs up, and thank you for all your love and support. Ivory Shimmer, Chaser Light Nude Matte, Sauced Soft Terracotta Matte, Low Blow Brown Matte, Lumbre Copper Shimmer with Gold Pearl Shift, He Devil Burnt Red Matte, Dirty Talk Metallic Burnt Red, Scorched Metallic Deep Red with Gold Micro Shimmer, Cayenne Deep Terracotta Matte, Enfrego Burgundy Matte, Ashes Deep Reddish Brown Matte, Ember Deep Metallic Copper Burgundy. Okay, so I don't really know what look I'm quite going for, so we're just kind of winging it here. I've already primed and set my eyelids, so we're just gonna dive right on into this little beauty right here and see whatever comes to my mind. I'm going to take Ounce and just kind of put it all over my lid to help brighten it, but it's not too shimmery. I think it kind of makes a nice, very subtle brow bone highlight. Sauced, and I'm so sorry if I kind of end up doing the looks that all the other gurus are doing. I'm just kind of going with what colors drawed my eyes. Sauced, there's a lot of kickback when you barely tap it in there. A lot of powder comes up, which is not totally unheard of for Urban Decay matte shadows, because Urban Decay basically, their matte shadows are more like satin, really soft, so they don't really do mattes. I really like Sauced. I'm just kind of placing it in my crease, my crevices. Now I'm just going to kind of blend out the edges. I'm just going back in with the brush that just had Ounce on it. Also, can we just like, these names, there's literally like 3 names in a row that has to do with drugs and drinking. Ounce, Chaser, and Sauced. So, I know it's an Urban Decay thing, but you can cool it sometimes, you know. Okay, so, He Devil is calling my name. So I'm going to take He Devil on this brush. And yeah, every shadow is really soft, which is not a bad thing, but you just barely go in there and there's a whole bunch of powder that's just going about. So I'm just going to focus it on my outer V here, bring it up into the crease just a little bit. Just going to go in with the same crease brush I was just using. I'm going to take Cayenne, the outer V, not in the crease. Just kind of dusting that there. Kind of going to the middle of my shade. I mean, the middle of my lid. Or just all over, doesn't really matter. Flat shader brush, I'm going to take Scorched. Put it on my lid all the way to the corner. Inner corner. Scorch has fallout, but that doesn't really bug me because that's just kind of like every shadow ever, not just here. But awkward moment where I forgot that Naked Heat did come with a dual-ended brush, so I'm going to just use, I'm going to use the fluffier side. Take Ember. Ember is so pretty. Oh my god.
Crease brush just to kind of blend it out because hooded eye girl problems, the lid shades end up in the crease.
Camera, I love you, but I think I've had like 9 or 10 years too much of you, camera. I'm digging this. I'm gonna go clean up the under eye and I'll be right back to continue this. This is seriously why I never do full face makeup before I do my eyeshadow. I usually do eyeshadow then full face, but I was trying to be a little time saver here with filming, but I cleaned up the best I can, so please just have mercy on me, okay guys? So I'm taking a pencil brush and I'm gonna go in within Frego and Frugal, and just kind of line it underneath my lower lashes. Okay, I'm just gonna go in with Ashes now and just focus on the outer corner of the lower lash line. So I'm going to take the fluffy brush and I'm actually going to go in with Chaser. And I'm going to go back to the topper outer corner here and just kind of blend this out. I'm trying to fix my mess. I am going a little over the brow bone. I heard like Chaser is just kind of a good color that brings it all together. I'm going to take Dirty Talk and focus it on the center of my lid and get as close to the lash line as possible. And it's going like over Scorch and Ember. Now I'm taking my shader inner corner brush. I'm going to go in with Ounce to do the inner corner. Just to brighten it up a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, I'm going to pop on some mascara. Pop in a clip of the completed eye look with close-ups and everything. Sorry if that's scary. And then I'm going to pop on some lipstick and I'll be right back to give an overall first impression review and final thoughts for you. First off, I need to give a mention to the packaging, the box the palette arrives in. I think there's just so much detail and thought put into this because it slides out as if it was a matchbox. That little detail is just something that's so thoughtful and makes this a bit more special. With the burnt matches on the inside, the burning roses on the back. I'm keeping the cardboard because I just think this was such a cool thought, like a touch on the palette just to make this collection, this palette more exciting and special. I love the magnetic closure. This is exactly like the Naked Smoky palette. They've definitely stepped up their game in packaging. Now let's talk about the shades. They're beautiful. I've been such a warm tone person, and anyone who is saying, oh, another warm tone palette. Well, here's the thing. If one company does it, all the other companies are going to jump on board. It's the same thing as a trend. Also, it's summer, so I feel like these shades and releases of these shades are perfect for the season that we're currently in. And I also see this working as a fall palette if you want to stay in this region on the right side over here. The shadows. The mattes, I don't think I'm impressed with, and Frego and Ashes, they're not my favorite mattes. The rest, however, is beautiful. I love Cayenne. I love Sauce. I think the only one I didn't touch was Low Blow for the eye look. They definitely perform better on the eyelid than how they swatch. That's going with the mattes, like Ounce, Chaser, Sauce, possibly Low Blow. I keep wanting to say Low Blow, and then He Devil and Cayenne. They all perform so much better on the eyes with a brush as opposed to the finger swatches you saw earlier. And Frego and Ashes is just kind of a miss for me. And also, I'm not always reaching for the deep matte shades in a palette. That's just my personal preference. Now, the shimmer shades, my favorite hands down is Scorched and Ember, and I knew that before I even had this palette in my hand. Dirty Talk is super pretty too, and Lumber looks beautiful, but it also looks like shades I already have from like Makeup Geek. Ounce and Chaser and Sauce and probably Low Blow, they give the most powder kick up when you put your brush in the pan. That's okay. I think all of these shades except He Devil and Infrago and Ashes, maybe because they're drier shades, they don't bounce off the brush as much as all the other shades do. If I take my flat shader brush and if I like go into Scorch just like 2 times and then you do that, there's just so much powder. It only is once, but and then you're not left with a whole lot on the brush. That doesn't really, personally, that doesn't really mean anything to me, but I know it's going to mean something to other people. And I think that's just because that's how soft the shadows are. So just keep that in mind. It's either you're going to get maybe a little shadow, a little pigmentation on your eye if you tap the brush off, or it's going to be that you don't tap the brush off and you're just going to get fallout all down your eye, which I'm totally fine with if I didn't have like my face already done. There's a lot of talks about like modern renaissance being so similar, and yeah, they're similar, but to me modern renaissance is more berry tone and fall shades. And also I feel like this warm tone palette could go up against the Natasha Denona Sunset palette, possibly the Viseart warm palette, more matte palette, not in shade range, but just a warm palette in general. I will say that this palette is what I wanted Too Faced Sweet Peach to be. I love Sweet Peach so much, but these were kind of the shades I wanted Sweet Peach to have. Overall, I really, really do love this palette. I would recommend it if you love warm tones, if you're a collector and you just need to get all the Urban Decay Naked palettes. This is definitely beautiful. I don't think the formula is total shit. There are some, like I said, ashes and Frego. They're a little hard to work with, but not impossible. The winners for me from this palette is Ounce, Chaser, Sauced, Dirty Talk, Scorch, Cayenne, and Ember. So basically all the ones I put on my eyes, and I just can't wait to keep playing with this palette even more. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to love others, but first and foremost, always love yourself, because you're beautiful no matter what anyone else says.